this is the next step. All right, we've been in the right corner there. You might be able to see it. It says objective, complete phase 4. We've been sitting on that for 700 hours. We've had that in the upper right-hand screen. 700 hours in this game. We are finally now going to tackle this. It's time. So let's talk about the structure, because the structure will affect the plan. All right. So the structure that I want to do is build 4 towers, cylindrical towers that are interconnected with sky bridges and that look somewhat like this. Okay, see this round cylindrical building here? I want to do 4 of them. 2 purples, 2 teals. Each tower makes phase 4 space elevator part. But these phase 4 space elevator parts will then be transported from where they are being made here over an overpass to the final phase 5 building in this save. Okay, because the phase 4 space elevator parts are components of the phase 5 space elevator parts. And so I don't want to rebuild a bunch of phase 4s. I just want to build a lot of phase 4s once and then transport them over and make them a part of the process to make phase 5. Okay, and by the way, over here, we are going to make the Arasaka Tower. Okay, so let's get to work. But these 4 space elevator part towers, I think we plan that as one factory, and then we plan Arasaka as another, and then we can do inputs from the one to the other. Let's see. Okay, so the big question here, guys, is how many parts we plan for. We need to do 2 at the same time. No, not this. Music's loud, okay. Yeah, how about this? Better? Small change. Let's see. I just did a small change. I could do a little more. Let's see. We want space elevator towers. Nuclear process takes so long, you don't have to build super big on the other 3 parts. True. Planning for parts is where I fall apart with Satisfactory. I'm just not smart enough to work it out, like how much is enough and so forth. Well, we're basically trying to figure that out right now, right? I'm thinking I don't want to do less than 5. How about this? You guys that have finished the game, what did you guys build? Did you guys build 3 per minute of assembly director systems? Did you build 5? Did you build 10? Right? What did you guys build? What did you guys think about your choices? Did somebody try to build 10 and you were like, oh my God, it's way too much? Did somebody build 2 and you're like, well, you know, I felt like I was, just barely scraping by? What do you guys think, right? Because I actually don't have a solid plan for this. We're kind of doing it right now. Let's do this. Biochemical. So look, we need more biochemical sculptors. We need 1,000. We only need 250 of those. And the nuclear pasta, we need 1,000. But see, with nuclear pasta, that's going to be making the entire time we build Arasaka Tower. So I'm not even really worried about that so much. But let's do the biochemical sculptors, the AI expansions, and the ballistic warp drives. Okay, let's start with that. This is the second one first. We have to work backward. What was that first one? I can't even remember the damn names. Sculptor. And what was the other one? A server. All right, so what if we do like, I mean, what are we talking? All right, let's also recipes. Let's turn on all the alternates and let's turn off what's that called? Reanimated Sam. Well, it won't work without it. Okay, fine. I mean, that's a monster, right? See, I don't want to use Reanimated Sam for anything except for the dark matter residue. So what if we limit our Sam? I wonder what's the best way to do that. To 500? So I want to get a feel for... like 3,500 bauxite, right? That's kind of where I was going with this. Like what? This is too much, I think. You did 1 per minute, 2 per minute. So 10 is, I'm overachieving, right? Well, the problem is I need some of this. Mikey's pants have dark matter residue. Mikey, Kranis is talking shit. It begins. His isn't the only pants that have dark matter residue. So 10 is ridiculous. I'm hearing 10 is ridiculous. Let's go 5, 2, and 2. Let's do that. You need it for Trigons. Just click off the Reanimated Sam conversion recipes. Right, okay. Yeah. Converter recipes. Do I need the converter building? Bauxite copper. Okay. All right. These. Right? It's these. And is there any over here? It's the one with the parentheses, right? It's all the recipes with parentheses in them. What if I search for parentheses? Ha! I outsmarted you. Except I need the ones for Fixonium, right? Or Fixit ingots. Okay, cool. Keep diamonds. These tickets are now diamonds. Where are the diamonds? Did I shut them off? Nitrogen gas, turn that shit off. Diamonds are on. Trigons are on. Fixite ingots. I have regular, so I did fixit ingots, caterium. I'll do iron as well. That'll be it. Okay. What I want to see is what kind of raw inputs this is asking for. This is not bad. This is actually feels really small to me. Oh, I mean, okay, it's a lot of SAM. All right, so there's some SAM shenanigans happening. Where are the SAM shenanigans? And remember, we can import plastic and rubber as well. It'd be even more simple. Copper. Where are you? Here's Sam. Dark matter's fine. And fixoniums. So this is fine. Yeah, this works. Yeah, exactly. Fixonium, yeah. I see that. And that's the only thing it's being used for. So I'm happy with that. Okay. Guys, this seems really small to me. It seems like a small factory. I mean, there's more, okay? I mean, come on, I'm me. Like, what are we doing here? Maybe I gotta build more. Only 2 manufacturers? Okay, we're gonna pop AI expansions to 4, so we have 1 full quantum encoder. And we're gonna pop biochemical to 6. AI expansion to 4, biochemical to 6. Yeah, that looks good. Still, I mean, 3,000 iron ore, this is the biggest thing. The rest of this is tiny. I could underclock everything if it's too small. I'd expect you to go for 10. Ray, you had to call the fire department. If you don't know, Ray is a, lead manager, shift manager, store manager at a McDonald's. Seems really small, you guys. Remember, this is like 2... This is like 2 factories worth. Remember, because they're going to work together. All right, the nuclear pasta is what we're talking about here. Now we're talking a little bit more. Copper ore is way up. Okay. All right, now we double it. Let's go 10, 10, 4, and 8. Not quite double. And let's get rid of the limiting. Stop moving around, you you see that? All right, how much SAM is on the map? I don't even know. Let's just go up to 10,000. I was arbitrarily limiting it. 5,000 iron ore, 7,000 copper ore. I mean, the rest of this is fine. We can get 7,000 copper ore. 2,300 bauxite's going to be a little bit tricky. 10 nuclear pasta is a little bit insane. It's pretty insane. Well, it needs to be. Nuclear pasta is pretty gnarly if you do the non-elevator stuff in tier 9. All right, we haven't decided, okay? And remember, this is going to be spread across 2 factories, because what I'm going to do, once we decide, I'm going to chop out, okay? First of all, plastic and rubber gets chopped out. We're already making that somewhere else. And these things that, like thermal propulsion rockets, like everything leading up to the thermal propulsion rocket, we are going to make in the first factory, okay? And then we're gonna ship it to the other factory. I will turn off screws. We have this is a long process. This is a long process. All right, what else do we need in phase 5? Or tier 9, right? It's tier 9. Go with the bang, it's the last hurrah. I know. I'm not going to make it small. Okay, so here's the Earth. All right, we definitely need to make time crystals and trigons, for sure. Neural quantum processors. We need these for AI expansion servers. Do we need these for any building? A little bit. Blueprint Designer Mark III. We need a little bit extra. Okay, fine. Time crystals, trigons, we need a lot, it looks like. Superposition oscillators. A little bit. We're already making them, we need a little bit more. Okay. So let's start building this out. Time crystals, let's just say 10 for now. Trigons, Toblerones. Okay, what was those? What were those other 2 things? A superposition, and then that other thing was, and again, it's just a processor. These are just we're gonna adjust these. I want to get the full universe first, and then we'll start adjusting the numbers. What's fixonium used for? Isn't Fixonium used for nuclear power? This is quite the spreadsheet game. Oh, my friend. Oh, my friend. This is my map. We're basically planning these 4 factories and this big factory. These 5 right now are being planned. Well, actually, I'm planning all 5 together, and then we'll chunk out these 4 and import. Almost had to. Shift manager, one of our heated landing zones caught fire. So you had a fire in your kitchen, you put it out? This seems really small. That's what she said. Thanks, Chanky Chunk. A lot of people said that phase 4, like, phase 5's really easy. Like, a lot of people have said that. Month-long project is too small. 2,400 copper ingots to the mega factory, far out, nice. Power, but I have plenty of that. Oh, that's true. We need to check the power. I am worried a little bit about the nuclear pasta power. No, I'm not making screws. Yeah, trigons to time crystals. Make them like you would steel plates. I agreed. That it seems obvious to me. Everything else, you just need tiny amounts outside of the build. Yes. Yeah, it looks like the gates. Well, Ray, I'm glad you're okay. Singular cells. Yeah, clean nuclear power. We're not doing nuclear power. So I'm not going to be making Fixonium. That's the only thing it's used for, right? Yeah. No, we're not doing Fixonium. Dark matter crystals. Do I need extra of these? Oh, we need diamonds. It doesn't really look like we need extra, but we're gonna make a little bit of extra. So, diamonds. Are diamonds like an ingot? Diamonds look like an ingot to me. Like, I'm not storing Caterium ingots. Everything in tier 9 produces dark matter residue. I don't think I need to make and store. I see that. Dark matter crystal, dark matter residue. Lots of recycling. Okay. What about singularity cells? Oh, that's what we needed for... All right, we'll do... We don't need them. Singularity cells look like... We'll make the exact amount that we need for the ballistic warp drive and no more. We don't need extra singularity cells. Dark matter crystals, it sounds like we're going to have flowing out of our ass. You need the cells. Oh, you need it for research. I see that. Thank you. All right, we'll make some. And again, it doesn't need to be a lot. Thank you for that. I saw that after you mentioned that. Yeah, diamonds are basically ingots. I got that feeling. One of my grill guys grabbed the extinguisher I had, called my GM when we saw it smoking. It took us a minute before we realized it was actually fire, not just smoke. Yeah. Phase 5 is waste management like aluminum. Well, it's gonna be a lot of fun to create. I mean, to design. Anything else coming out at you here? Let's go ahead and do some crystals. Let's do some Dark Tower crystals. We're not doing fuel rods. Alien power matrix. Sure, let's do some. Synthetic power shards? Yeah, we'll make some. All right, anything else we're missing? We have a lot here. Where's tier 9? Let's go back to tier 9. Yeah, it's to make the power sloop, or the power augmenter better. I hear that. Time crystals, fix the trigons, reanimated SAM, some fluctuator, biochemical. Are these? Oh, those are buildings. We don't automate those. Yeah, joy. And then what do we need for the Mark 6 belts? Trigons and time crystals. So that's our big boy. Okay. Okay. So time crystals and trigons. Let's go like 60 each. And then the rest of these, let's go down to like 5 each. Okay. How are we looking? All right, 6,000 iron ore, 7,000 copper ore, 7,000 coal. This is it. 3,000 SAM. $16,000 water. But let's start to, that it's actually less than that, and that's less oil. Because remember, we're gonna pour in rubber and plastic. Okay, I mean, this is a start. Okay, this is a start. Let's begin massaging this. Yeah, there's probably recycling. Good point. SAM fluctuators. Isn't that... Those are these guys, right? Yeah, we should make some. We should. I was kind of making them on the side. We should make some. Let's go down to 5. Extra. Okay, so I'm pretty confident about Biochemical Sculptor 10 for 8. I like that. Although really the Ballistic Warp Drive and the AI expansion server, let's take a look at, I mean, they really probably should be the same, right? We need 250 of each. So let's make them the same. Let's go ahead and do AI expansion server, go down to 4. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we'll make those the same. There's a lot of alternative for diamonds. True. Dark matter trap alternative recipe for dark matter crystals is a key to not go crazy. This one? Oh, dark matter trap. Aren't we gonna have a lot of dark matter residue though? But we can do that. Okie Senior, you keep getting booted from the stream. I don't think anybody else is having an issue, right? Hopefully not. All right, we are now going to simplify. Okay. Byproduct, dark matter residue. There's lots of different ways to make diamonds. There's some other ways to make diamonds. I'd like to cut down a little bit if we can. Oh, so we could do oil. That is gross. No turbo diamonds. No petroleum diamonds. You guys like oil? We have lots of oil on the map. Let's do oil-based diamonds. I like that idea. Okay, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and it means less parts. Okay, let's now do our shift. Okay, this is a little unmanageable, so we're gonna chop this into 2 factories. Remember, in the game we have 2 factories. We have this one, but we also have this one. And so, what is this one? Well, this is the pullout of the 4 of these up here on the screen. Where are they? Right here. those. Okay? So let's pull those out. Okay, what are those? The nuclear pasta, all the nuclear pasta, the assembly directors, the magnetic fields, and the thermal propulsions. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the 10 nuclear pasta. Okay, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna pop in I'm gonna turn all those on and then turn off reanimated Sam. There's our 10. Okay, now we're gonna go over here and we're gonna remove the 10 nuclear pasta. Boom. Okay. Now what? Let's get the other 4 space elevator parts out of there. Four thermal propulsion rockets. Right here. Thermal propulsion rockets 4. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna do thermal propulsion rockets 4. Okay. Then we're gonna go over here. We're gonna do item input, add input, thermal. Four. Okay, and so now a big chunk of production, you see, is getting sent in. Okay, and by the way, I think we should also, we won't do that yet. Let's one step at a time, one step at a time. Let's try not to get too crazy here. Magnetic field generator, 4. Okay, so we go over here. Okay, so we are breaking this into smaller pieces. Good call out, ion fuel. Dark ion fuel would be dope for the jetpack. Keep in mind too, you cannot sink power shards. Really? Well, I could do an overflow and sink the parts for it. Maybe. Unless it's liquid. Store them forever and ever. Oil is how you went? Yeah. For crystallization, you can't make enough crystals to power the machines that are making the product. Uses too much. Well, I think this is going to use a combination. Let's keep working through it though. Let's work through it. There's a lot to get to. One step at a time. Magnetic field generators. Okay, back to this. I am planning out everything all at once. Okay, and then items input. Four. Okay, see how this is getting more and more and more simple. Now, everything that was going to go into magnetic field generator is getting imported. What's next? Ballistic warp drive. What do you want? Thermal propulsion rocket. 4. I like where this is going. I like where this is going. Giggity. Wait, assembly director system. Wait, thermal propulsion rocket. Is it used twice? Assembly director system. 2.5. I think I was just hovering over the wrong thing. Ion fuel acts as a power shard sink. Got it. Okay, now go back over here. Items input. Okay. We're looking a lot better here. Now, I want to make some extra nuclear pasta. Or really, we don't need to do that. 10 is enough. But we don't know exactly. See, here's 2.5. We'll ship these in as well. So let's start adjusting. I don't want to do 2.5. I just want to do 2. So let's, instead of 5 singularity cells, let's do 4. Boom, that's 2 manufacturers. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? We're trying to make, no, now it says, yeah, okay, yeah, doi. What do they make, 10? They make 10. I forgot we needed 5 here. So, okay, so I guess it's gonna be 2.5 because I don't want to make 10. All right, fine. Sorry, I forgot that there was another output and that messed up my ratio that I did in my head. Okay, singularity cells, 5 is fine. Ballistic warp drives, that's a space elevator part. Alien power matrix, 2 buildings is fine. Now 5 blenders, biochemical sculptor. This is again a space elevator part, that's fine. What's this? How much does each one make? $32 total. Let's cut it down to 3. Superposition oscillator. There we go. Now we're at 6 instead of 6.4. I like it. Okay, SAM fluctuator. This is fine. 5 is nice and round. Perfect. Trigons. What are we doing here? All right, I don't like this. The silliness. 395. Let's go 55. There we go. We're at 13. See how fast I did that in my head? That was mostly guessing and luck. Okay, 13 constructors. Good. I don't care if I get 60 or 55 fixed at Trigons. I don't care. What I care about is nice round numbers and building these. Here's our time crystals. 3 quantum encoders, fine. 1 quantum encoder, fine. Time crystals. Okay, here's another one. Let's try going down 5 again. Let's go down 4. Ah, so close. I just want to make whole numbers. Who's asking for a weird number here? Is it you? It is you. You're throwing off my groove. Dark matter crystal. All right, it's because we're doing multiple versions of dark matter crystals. That's what's happening. So we have to decide. What are we doing? If I just do dark matter trap, we have too much byproduct. Why can't we do, what's costing us to do? Minikin is here. And by the way, Ray finally sunk. You say dump dark matter trap? It does seem like it's causing a problem. Sunk a hole in one on the membership for Minikin. Okay. This seems better. Back up to 60. Not quite, you dirty dog. I just want 24 time crystals. All right, time crystal converter. Let's stop guessing. Let's do the math. They make 6. I did one too many. It needs to be 59. Got it. Got it. I was so close. Actually like that. I like that. Okay, so our outputs here are all of our outputs being made with for 14 and a half. That's fine. We could go. No, it's using up recycles. So this is fine. 1, 2, 3 there. 5, 13, 3. These are all whole numbers. 2.5, it's fine. 4, 6, 4, 24. Okay, those are all the things we're making. So now let's also import all the rest of the nuclear pasta. Let's get the rest of the nuclear pasta out of here. Yeah, 59 got me there. All right, where is the rest of the nuclear pasta being made? Also, I'm not bringing up water. Let's just do this right now. No wet concrete. What are all the water, what are they called? Pures. No pures. We're not bringing water up. For no reason. Except for pure aluminum ingot, because it doesn't use water. Get all that shit out of here. Alright, now, where's those nuclear pastas? There we go. Right here. What are we doing? 2.5. All right, we cut those out. Items input. Nice. We are getting this thing under control. What's our overview? Easy. This is easy. Hardest, I mean, 1400 water, easy. The SAM's a bit big, that's fine. We're not using SAM in any other factory, and we never will. This is totally doable. The crude oil we're about to cut down. Now, let's cut down the crude oil. We do that by supplying the plastic and the rubber, just like, because we've already made a shit ton of plastic and rubber in this factory. Working ahead, thinking ahead. Bleached. Yeah, get rid of those. Good call. Yeah, I don't want that shit. We don't need that. We don't need you. All right. Where is the oil coming in? Here's the crude oil. It's over here. Here is the oil. Here's the oil diamonds. Okay, we need this. We need this. What we don't need is this. Don't need any of this. I don't think so anyway. What are we making here? Nope, let's get rid of the... No, electrode aluminum scrap. Okay. $132 rubber, that's it. There's got to be more rubber coming in somewhere. Yes. So, let's say 1,000 rubber and 700 plastic. Say 1,000 of each. Let's do 780. So stupid. 780 plastic. Can we not? And then we'll do with 780 plus 270. I can't do this without my other brain. Here it is. 1050. Make it easier. Make it easy to belt. Okay, how we doing? How we doing? Here's the plastic coming in. Also, let's turn off a couple of... If oil is going to be a pain, yeah, it's still being a pain. We need more plastic. Apparently. So let's go 1050 plastic. And then let's go to the recipes. And let's turn off heavy oil residue. No recycled rubber. No recycled plastic. No rubber. No plastic. No residual plastic. Okay, I want to ship in all of our plastic and rubber. Look at this. Tempered Caterium ingot. So silly. Where's our oil? This is by far the biggest, most complicated factor I've ever planned, which makes sense because this is it. Here we go. Okay, nice. Finally. Crude oil down to just the one usage. Okay. By the way, let's check and see what our total availability for plastic and rubber is. So we have more rubber that we can provide. Let's do 2 780s for rubber. What is that? 1560? We're gonna need some plastic for the other one. We're only making the 1600 here. Wonder if we can cut it down to 780. I don't know why my eyes are so bad all of a sudden. 650 here. Let's go look. What do we got? Let's go see what we got, guys. We need to be careful because I don't want to have to make more plastic. Could you plan this assuming you'll have Mark 6 belts? Yes. So what I'm going to do as soon as we hit tier 5, tier 9, is I'm gonna make a side hustle for Mark 6 belts. And then when we make the final factory, we get to use Mark 6 belts. The reanimated SAM recipe has to be on because it's needed for some of the items. Like, it has to be there. $760, $600, $240. We're eating 650. Okay. Looks like the only thing we're eating is the 650. That gives us 760. Here, we'll just do the math here. We're eating the 650. Yeah. $1,600. So we have 950 total plastic left to work with. What's eating some of our plastic here? Can we reduce? I would like to up the rubber and reduce the plastic. All right, let's take a look at AI limiters. What do we have for options? Is it just the 2? Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want to change the factory that I have. I'm just going to design the new factory with the restraints that I have built in already. Okie Sooner, sent 5 construction gift memberships. Adrian Huck, Farm Sim Freak, Matthew, The Real Steve the Beast, and Sammy Samukas. We're all gifted memberships by Okie Sooner. Thank you, Okie Sooner. I really appreciate it. Okie, you weren't here. No, Minnie already got hit. Okie, you weren't here. Ray hit it. If you scroll up, you can see Minnie Kin is a member. By the way, did that live stream thing turn on, you guys? I'm seeing some stuff. No. Oh, then who are you trying to hit? Okay, Sooner. Yeah, okay, that thing is not going. That's fine. Okay. So, copper sheets. This is the one I would like to keep. So, what else can we get rid of? Batteries, really? Supercomputers? Let's change out the supercomputer. No batteries, bro. Get this shit out of here. Turn that off. Turn that off. OC supercomputer. Now we're talking. See, we are taking control. Our plastic is already way down. Let's get the other radio control unit and the Caterium computer up. We need circuit boards for that. Circuit board for this, too. You need circuit boards for anything. Makes sense. You need circuit boards for computers. And then radio. Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. Heat sinks and high speeds. Let's just do the same one I'm familiar with. Lots of rubber. We made lots of rubber. How about our circuit boards? Silicon circuit boards. Lots of copper. All right, how we doing? Our SAM keeps going up, which makes me nervous. Let's do 2.5 alien power matrices. Didn't really help all that much. Rubber's down to 600. Plastic's down to 140, baby. I like it. I'd be okay with upping our rubber for alternative recipes. So we can do, let's do the concrete. Let's do rubber concrete. Get rid of fine concrete and regular concrete. I like rubber concrete. All right, and then reinforced iron plates. Let's get rid of those. We want the adhered. So no, no, no. Also, this is a little noisy. There. That was a little irritating. Sorry. Yeah, it was making me make batteries for the radio control units or the supercomputers. That's why it was making me make batteries, but I took that alternate recipe out. We are massaging. Yeah, motors. No electric motors. And no rigger motors. Just regular old motors, please. And then stators. Quick wire. Yeah, let's do quick wire stators. And then rotors. Get those screws out of here. Steel rotors it is. I mean, look at those iron ores. They are so down. Water, this is 1 car of water. Bauxite's 900. Nitrogen, 1 pipe. Limestone, 1780. Caterium, nothing. I mean, where's the difficulty here? The SAM ore. Sure, the SAM ore. I mean, in terms of sourcing inputs, there's not a lot here. Now, obviously, we're going to be moving over the source materials. Yeah, one car of raw quartz. I mean, let's look at this. Am I missing something here? This is all very doable. And these are all recipes that I'm familiar with. Yeah, so the idea is that I am making a surplus of things. And, you know, there is, where am I? I'm turned around. That's where I am. Where's the door? The only thing that I planned on taking from the old world, okay, the southern half, to the new is the rubber and plastic. Everything else is sort of it really kind of, it's just going to central storage. Now, if we run into a problem, if we run out of bauxite, okay, for instance, I think bauxite's really the only thing that we could possibly run out of. But let's just say we ran out of bauxite. Well, I'm making probably too many, cooling systems. And so could I ship over 5 cooling systems that I'm making? Sure, I could. I'll do that in an emergency, but I don't want to really plan for that. This half of the city basically works on its own, with the exception of plastic and rubber. That was always the concept. I'll change it if I have to, but I would rather not do that. Mikey, thank you for the entertainment kit and chat's time in your kitchen shot. All right, have a good night. Convert uranium to bauxite with Sam. It's true. I could do that if I ran out of bauxite. I would actually probably, BFAR, for sure, it's worth considering. And in fact, I might actually do that over stealing from the other side. Flimballer's here. Full of leave-ins. You're making a surplus. Okay, answer that. Mike from Indy. Inputs from the last two phases aren't bad. It's the logistics and production that gets wonky. Yeah. Exactly. It's the logistics, and that's fine. I will tackle that. But I just want to make sure that I'm not setting myself up for failure by making it so that, you know, I don't have the items available. And there's a lot of recycling shenanigans. Right? There's some of this stuff, right? There's two circles right here. All right, but we'll do it. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. This is a totally doable factory. I can't really think of much else. Let's kind of look through this. So fix it iron converter. That's a bunch of iron ingots. What if we switch that over? What if we just do Caterium? Okay, we save on some iron. I assume that now we only need 500 iron. How much Caterium do we need though? It's only 1700. Even easier. So doable. I really like working with Caterium over iron because the conversion ratio from ore to ingots is so amazing. Or ingots to, sorry, it's not that, it's ingots to quick wire. But I guess that doesn't really matter here. 520. Here, let's look at them. Oh my God. Look at it. It's 24-1 versus 4-1. Easy call. Easy call. Less trains, less traffic, less belts. Easy call there. We just source a little bit more Caterium. My SAM fluctuator is low. You made nitrogen gas with Caterium and SAM? Shit, that's a good idea. Then I don't have to pipe it. Yes, Ray hit Minikin with a gifted membership earlier this evening. And then Ray had a kitchen fire. Okay, one thing at a time. Now we don't even have to worry about that. 2,000 Caterium ore. We can track that down, right? We're not using too much. It's only 13% of it on the map. We can track down that. That's the biggest ask, except for the SAM. So you're saying more sand fluctuator. We can do that. I'm feeling a little light. I'm feeling a little, and we're kind of planning with through committee here. R says one way to get out of work early. I don't think that's what I said. All right. Ooh, yeah. So let's go. Sand fluctuator. Let's go 3 manufacturers. Okay, we'll go 3. Okay, they make 10. We need 12.5. So what's 30 minus 12.5? 17.5. 5 to 17.5. You like that better? What are we talking here? 4,000 Sam? 40% of the total? Actually, that's not the total. What's the total on the map? $10,200. It's big. It's close. What's our number? $39.20. It's 4,000. So we're already pulling we've already loaded these up. 600, and then we'll get the 1,200 out of this. So there's 18. Get the 1,200 out of that. That's 3,000. Well, sorry, our trains. We could load this up. That's 600. That's 3,600. And then we pull this one up. Is there any Sam up here? I mean, there's Sam here. There's Sam here. I think it's fine. Steam copper sheets. Am I using that? I do want to cut out water. Did you catch that? I tried to turn all that shit off. Where's the water? We need some water. Dissolved silica. What? What? Get that shit out of here. No. I'm not playing games with that weird stuff. I don't need any extra crazy liquids. In this house, we use sloppy alumina. Okay, we need this water. Nothing we can do for it. Steam copper sheets. Yeah, I see them. Now, to be honest with you, though, literally playing games. I'm not playing that game. I mean, this is 1 car of water. I think I'm okay with that. It's only 132 water. I'm okay with that. Molded steel pipe. It's our steel pipe. I don't know if I want that. Let's use it. Let's do it. Fine with it. Fused quick wire. No. Let's just. I like the regular quick wire. Silicon circuit boards, we picked that. All of the computer parts I'm pretty happy with. Steam copper sheets, it's fine. We discussed that. We're converting, for our fixed ingots, we're converting deuterium. All-clad casing, that's fine. Wait. What's our two casing options again? I think I usually do the other one. I think this is fine. Keeps our bauxite under 780, right? Not quite. But I don't mind taking the copper. There's not much. I think this is all fine. I just want to make sure that there's nothing. Oh, what is there a way that says what alternate? Yes, Yes. Alternate recipes needed. So make sure there's nothing weird in here. Steel class plate. What are we doing? What are we doing for the plates? Let's do the rubber plates. That's what I was gonna do. Isn't there a rubber plate? That's fine. I thought there was a rubber plate. Am I confusing it with the adhered iron for the reinforced? I think it might be. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I don't want to do the plastic one. 15 gets us, so this is 3 times the right amount. But we need more coal. Do I really care? Do I really care? We kind of just overly fine-tuning things. We could cut down on the coal, up the iron. Yeah, I do care. I do care. Boom. Nice. A little bit less coal. A little bit more iron. How are we making the steel? Solid steel ingot? Good. As long as we're doing solid steel ingot, I'm a happy man. Okay, I think this is ready, guys. There's a rubber heavy modular frame. I don't think we're making any heavy modular frames in here, are we? I don't think there's any heavy modular frames. The steel flow is just very light. Quartz crystal. All right, maybe we change this quartz crystal, reduce our coal usage. What's our quartz usage? 660. All right, let's try it. We're really fine-tuning here, but this is where the fun is for me. Now's where the fun begins. All right, what are our options? Just these two? No. Rock quartz. We don't want rock quartz. We want quartz crystal. I don't want to do pure quartz. We're not doing any dissolved shit. So it's these two. What is this ratio? What percentage do we lose? 54 divided by 75. Oh my God, turn on the calculator. 54 divided by 75. 72%. 22.5 divided by 37.5. 60%. All right, let's see if we turn it off. What I'd love is... What am I thinking? I'm so used to 780s. Who cares? We're gonna have big boy belts. Who gives a flying crapola? We're gonna have big boy belts. Guys, this factory's done. This is one done. One down, baby. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna duplicate this. Now, I set all these recipes. I turned off a bunch of recipes that I don't want. I still don't want those. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna duplicate this. And now with all the settings that I built in, we're gonna do this. 10, 4, 4, 2.5. Here, let me just gonna copy this. Yes, I moved the nuclear pasta to the other factory. So we will have to tackle that in this next design. So here's what we've done. Let's take a second. Let's reevaluate what we're doing and what we've done. Okay, we're at kind of a middle point here. We are planning all the rest of the items in the game right now, today. And then we're going to execute this plan over the next 4 months, basically. Now, again, without getting into too much detail, in about 3 to 4 weeks from now, the amount of time I put in every week into Satisfactory is going to drop to about 1/3. And so that means that that means that however much I had left at that point will take 3 times longer. Okay, so I figure there's 2 months left at my current rate. I have 1 month out of those 2 months at my current rate. By the time we reduce the play time down to Saturday nights only, I will have 1 month left, and so we multiply that by 3. So I'm thinking 4 months to finish all of this. 3/4 of that, half of that, sorry, will be in the first month. What does it say on the power consumption? Ooh. Let's look at that in a second. Okay, so what are we doing? Well, we're planning these last 2 factories, everything for the next 4-ish months. Over here is going to go in the Arasaka Tower from Cyberpunk 2077. It's going to be all the Phase 5 parts. Okay, over here is going to be all of the Phase 4 space elevator parts. Now, all of those get used in all of these. Plus some extra nuclear pasta, right? So in order to plan this, we have to plan this. And we just finished planning this. It not only includes all the Phase 5 space elevator parts, all the parts that beat the game, but it includes a little bit of pretty much everything, with the exception of all the nuclear items. I'm not making any of them. I'm doing no nuclear, including Fixonium. Now, we may make a Fixonium on the side just for fun. But that's basically where we're at. Okay, this is done. And then now we're going to fine tune this factory. We know what the outputs are going to be because we planned this factory. But we still need to fine tune how we achieve those outputs, what recipes we use. Now, I did a bunch of work in weeding out recipes I don't like using when I made this factory. So then what I did is I cloned the tab of this factory, and I'm going to switch out all the items to this factory. Okay? But before we do that, BHBRT scared me about power. So we're going to look at that. 46,000. Now, again, this is for, sorry, it's 46,000. $56. 46 and 56. 46 plus 56. 102. The difference between our max consumption right now, say we have 220 minus 85. 135. So we've got some overhead. Plus, we've got a shit ton of summer sloops that we can use power augmenters for and start ramping it up if we need to. So I think we're okay. with where we're at. And we have a whole nother Gold Coast factory that we can turn on if we need to as well. All right, we're chilling at about 100,000. All right, now I cloned this. We're gonna change this to phase 4, space elevator parts, and then we're actually gonna just delete all these. And I'm gonna put in the things that I pasted and set to the side. Oh, we do have to change the item inputs. We don't need these. Oh my God. Oh my God. And magnetic field generators. Another 4. And finally, assemblers. Assembly director systems. 2.5. I mean, this is substantially less. Why is this so much? What do I have wrong? Oh, the nuclear pasta, that's why. Joy. 10. 35. Why is this one 46? 10, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2.5. 10, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2.5. This one's 46. This one's 35. What the heck, bros? I don't know why. We can't do converters in here. We have to limit the buildings. Which means that we have to turn nitrogen back on. There we go. We can't do that trick because we don't have converters yet. Yeah, no, definitely. They definitely changed the machines for sure. It's just, it's super drastic, which is I'm fine with as long as I didn't set, you know, I mean, it's freaking, it's like 66%. Am I crazy? 46 to 33? I guess it's not 66%. Sorry, that was probably a little ASMR for you. Here, I'll not do that again. That's the problem with having too good of a mic. What did I say? 33.2 divided by 46.3, 71%. I guess 66 off the top of my head, it was 71. It's interesting. Particle accelerators jump a lot in power. Is the number accurate for the surges? So it says up to. And yes, we're gonna need some batteries. Von Hartman, hello. Hello. You could do a nuclear corner next to the rocket fuel plant for extra dystopia. Not one spreadsheet. So disappointed. We'll get to the spreadsheet, sir. Chill. Chill. All right, you're done. All right, here's our boy. Let's walk through the parts. Oh, what was our final tally for plastic input? 100. I love it. Okay, so that means we've got, we're eating 750 plastic out of 1,600. So we can send 780 plastic to this factory. And limited rubber. I mean, not unlimited, but so much rubber. All right, so we can probably phase in some plastic recipes if we feel necessary. So, yeah, I think we're good on the power. I'm not going to stress it. Yeah, we can't see the up to numbers. You can't see the up to numbers. What do you mean? Are they like too hard? Like up to here? Are they just because they're not very good? Oh, I'm sorry. They were behind my head. What is this ionized fuel as a byproduct crap? Packaged nitrogen gas. Let's get that turbo motor out of there. All right, so there's still some things to fix. No to that. What's the other? Yeah. Regular turbo motors for me. Let's start just working through this, guys. Electromagnetic control rods. Stators, high-speed connectors. I'm okay with that. What is the high-speed connector? That one, and what's our option here? Cable. No matter what, it's one circuit board to one circuit board. I like this one. Silicon high-speed connector. We'll use that one. I like this. I like using the rubber. We're making so much rubber. I want to use up as much rubber as possible, because usually when you use up rubber, what is this? Oh yeah, fuse modular frames. Let's change this over. No, no weird shit. No nitric acid. Get that nitric acid out of here. Usually when you use rubber in a recipe, it saves a lot of other shit. And we're already making the rubber, so let's save the other stuff. A little worried about this bauxite, because we need bauxite in the other places. Plastic smart plating versus, oh yeah, plastic. Remember, we have some plastic. Uh-oh. Oh, we have to move over plastic. Let's say 2,000. Sorry. You like the Castle City one? Me too. Me too. And again, that's kind of just an AI mock-up so that we could experiment with some ideas. Mikey's going to go through and do that in greater detail this weekend. Like actually do it by hand, you know? There we go. I'm okay with the OC supercomputers. I'm okay with those. Adaptive control units. There's only one recipe for that, right? Yeah, there's just the one. Sorry, I had a little warning thing pop off. I think everybody's still good. Eye in the sky, feeling like I was hit by a truck. Good morning. Well, hopefully it was a European-sized truck and not an American-sized truck. We're up to 100 viewers on YouTube. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for the likes on the stream. What did you miss? So we have finished planning. So we're breaking this in two parts, two factories. The Arasaka Tower factory that's going to be here in all phase 5, and then the phase 4 space elevator parts here that are going to feed over to there. This factory is done and planned, and we know what we need as outputs for this factory. And now we're fine-tuning how we're going to achieve those outputs based on, you know, kind of what I want to do and what's easier in the city and what we already have on hand, mostly a shit ton of rubber and some plastic. And so wherever we can use that rubber and plastic and train in less items, then we'll do so. That's kind of what we're doing. They do, and it's the most major portion. So again, if you look here, see, look what we're shipping in all of these right here into this factory. And even with shipping those in, I mean, it's still a pretty beast of a factory. I mean, probably the largest single factory we've made in terms of complication, not in terms of like raw resources, right? Yeah, we're only using 918 bauxite here, so. All right, let's keep going. Now, what are our copper powder options? I've heard that this copper powder thing is a problem. There are none. It looks like there are none. None ya. So just a shit ton of copper ingots. Okay, that's fine. We can handle that. $134 foundries. I love it. $1,500 aluminum casing. Pressure conversion cubes, baby. I mean, it looks to me like the factories that we build here are going to be substantially more difficult than the one that we build there. And I have heard that, to be honest. I've heard that a lot. It's time for 50 Mark 6 belts of copper ingots. Well, the thing is that we're going to be making these when we don't have Mark 6s unlocked, because we're making this to unlock phase 5. Right? I mean, look what we're making. These are the 4 parts. This is it. That's a beast. I mean, I think we're going to have a copper tower. Honestly, I think we're going to have just a copper tower. Okay, let's keep fine-tuning here. Rubber's at 1800. I like that. I do like that. We are. Oh shit. Yeah, let's get that heavy modular frame recipe under control. I'm a little concerned about this bauxite, because this is before we have access to Mark 6. Reduce the aluminum casing in either the radio control systems or the fused modular frames. The heat exchangers aren't that much. We can look. Let's look at that. Let's do that one first. It's not that much. Heat sinks. Six of one, half a dozen of the other, I think, because we still need aluminum, which makes sense. You need aluminum to make a damn heat sink, so that's fine. Radio control units. Can we cut casing out? I've got this one in right now. Okay, 30 gets us 10. We need 15. That's 45. 45 gets us 3.5. 3.75. 3.75. Sorry, so it's 45 divided by 3.75. So that's 12 per radio control unit. If we go with this recipe, 90 divided by 4.5. It's 20. If we go with this recipe. What about the high speeds? It's more quick wire, more plastic. I don't care. What about this one? 40 divided by 0.5, 16. So this is the least amount of, if we go with this recipe, I'm a little concerned about the bauxite. Let's take a look at the bauxite. And I can't do any converting yet, crazies. Before you start converting. All right. Well, we haven't done this or this, so we could run a quick train out. We'd run a train here. How much is this? 780 plus 600. That's 900 plus 780. Let's say 800 plus 900, 1700 plus another 900, 2600. Is that enough? Is this just swamp bauxite? That's enough. Swamp bauxite will do it. 20 particle accelerators too. That's a lot of space. I know. This is actually the hard factory. And actually, you know what I'm thinking? I think we make a change. I think we make a change. I think we reduce it here and we add and we don't import. No, I can't. I don't want to do that. No, we do it all here. This next factory, it's 4 factories in one. And by the way, we need to start to chop out how we're going to, where we're going to put what and what, you know. No plastic. I cut it out. Can we bring some plastic back in? Let's do this. Let's bring some plastic back in and maybe we can reduce some other inputs. Because remember, we have a lot of plastic. We can do regular computers. All right. Plastic smart plating. It's fine. Plastic AI luminers. What about circuit boards? Deuterium circuit boards. Now up to 500. What else can we switch over? We're already using that. We're already using that. The only other thing I see is coated iron plate. Turn off all the other iron plates. All right. Okay, I like it. 1 truck of plastic. Maybe 2 trucks of rubber. Well, not 2 trucks, but... Not making any screws, am I? Is there a way to make wire with Caterium? There is, right? Fused? No, Caterium wire. I like Caterium wire. Let's get iron wire off. We already have enough iron ore. We shift some of it over to Caterium. Yeah. No fused. What is this, fused wire? Turn that off. Too much copper anyway. And turn this off. Regular wire. There we go. I really like the conversion. Look at the Caterium ingots that go in and the wire that comes out. I really like this. They're really cool looking when they are working and should be the focal point of your blueprints of the factory. Definitely. Yeah, if we can see them working from the outside, yeah, we'll figure that out for sure. Do phase 5 parts, use phase... Oh, yeah, I answered that. Full of leave-ins. Okay, most of the... Okay, let's talk a little bit about... Let's think a little bit about what's happening with all of this iron ore and copper ore. And is there anything that we can do to alleviate some of this? There's the copper. $130 foundries. And it's this. Copper ingots. Let's just look. I don't want to bring up a bunch of water. But I mean, I guess I could. I know that that's usually the go-to. So 100's giving me 100. It's a straight 1-to-1. 15 gets us, I mean, it's hard to argue, right? God, it saves so much. It saves so much training. Okay, all right, what if we do a train of water? Let's see. Let's turn off copper alloy ingots, and let's turn on pure copper ingots. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. I like Satisfactory tools, but they didn't update to 1.1 for alt recipes. What alt recipes have changed in 1.1? I don't think there was any changes. Von Hartman, this is the first time I've seen you designing the project flow. I'm learning. Thanks. You're welcome. Yeah, I have. This is the most complicated. I mean, this is it, right? This is the end of the game. This is the end of the game. Maybe just make copper ingots on the surface. We won't tell. I mean, tempting. Yeah, I don't think there was any changes made to any recipes in 1.1 here. Fadland, your level so complex, not like mine, but my level, I started getting confused. Well, again, oh, and hello, I missed your initial hello. I think it's Fadland, right? And Pierre, hello. Welcome, you guys. Yeah, so this is the end of the game. This is it. This is the final thing. We're planning it now. So this is as complex as it gets. I don't think there's any. Pierre, I'm gonna be real with you, my friend, my new friend, and anybody else. Tell me if I'm wrong. There are no new recipes in 1.1. Satisfactory tools did not need an update. Just started a new save last week. Do you have a list of alternatives not to take? Yeah, anything with screws. I don't do screws. Ballistic warp drives, 20 minutes is the endgame factory. At 20 per minute. Well, I mean, I just did ballistic warp drives. I'm only doing 4. I'm not doing. I didn't say it was a mega factory. When did they add the priority merger? They added that in 1.1. But that's not a recipe. That's not a factory recipe. Yeah, this is. I mean, by the way, I'm considering these two factories together. Right? These work together. I'm considering them one big factory. We're going to build it in 2 stages, but we're planning the whole thing. Yeah, they would give us serious warning if there's recipe changes, or even if they added new alternates. I think he was making the point that there was maybe new alternates, but I don't think that there is. That's pretty much a mega factory. Yeah, I mean, it's a big factory. It's a complicated factory, but let's be real. The mega part of this is actually the 10 nuclear pasta. Okay? This actually doesn't really take that much raw resources. Sure, 2,000 Katerium more, but it's really not that big of a deal. This is not a lot in terms of raw resources. The first part of this 2-part factory, though, is 7,000, 6,000. I'm trying to reduce it. All right, what was I going to do? All right, we're going to change out copper ingots. Yeah. I was trying to avoid training up a bunch more water. However, that might be the lesser of two evils. So, pure copper, turn off. We're down to 5,000 and basically no iron ore. Cuts out all our iron ore. How much water? 4,400. What size of train is that? I missed it. It's right here. 3,400. I mean, 4,400. How do I say no? How do I say no? It's 8 train cars with a little extra. Easy. And we have to do this. The amount of time that it's going to save us in routing copper and iron ore is it has to be done. I try to avoid fluids if I can, but in this case, it has to be done. We're already bringing up water. Should we look and see? Is there any other pure recipes? $45 gets us 15. That's a 33% reduction. This is a 50% reduction. This is 2 train cars. We don't need it. It's 2 train cars. No big deal. Guys, we may be done. I was looking to see if we could reduce. Oh no, we don't need to reduce it. Remember, because I decided that. Wait. Wait a second. Aluminum scrap. That's fine, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I mean, let's look at all the alternate recipes. Make sure there's nothing weird in here. Let's fuse quartz crystal again. Quartz crystal is down here. Coal. It's so little coal. Doesn't matter. Quick wire cable. Yeah, I like that. Quick wire stator, I like that. I really like using Caterium and I really like using rubber because I have a lot of rubber already. And I just really like using Caterium. I think it's very, very efficient in most cases. Yeah, just make sure I send enough trains. What are the main outputs? Okay, yeah. So hey, Lost Goose. So let's go over this again. This was very complicated, but we're basically done. Okay. I'm designing 2 factories at the same time. These 2 factories work hand in hand. The end game factory is going to be built in a building that looks like the Arasaka Tower from Cyberpunk 2077 in our Cyberpunk city. It's going to be here. Okay, and it looks like this. Building wise, I mean, this is not that many buildings, 374. Now it's true, 30 of them are particle accelerators, and that's big as, those are big. Okay, I get it. But this isn't that big of a factory, but it will be complicated. It'll be very complex. There's a lot going on here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total items. And 4 of those are the, well, 3 of them are the final space elevator parts to beat the game. Only 374? Yeah, only 374. This one's 1,000. We haven't even gotten to this one. I've already built this factory. Uh-oh, did I break something? This was 326. $364 plus. This doesn't include all the fuel generators. There was like 700 fuel generators, right? So this factory over here, right? It starts over there and it ends over there. That has like over 1,000 machines in it. Okay, this is only 377. This over here is going to have about another 1,000 machines. The next biggest factory is probably that one in terms of machines. This has like 400 in it. That twisty factory is this one. It's got 400 in it. All right, so they both have about 400 in it. Okay, and so really, I mean, that one has about 400. That one has about 400. The final endgame factory is going to have about this. It's going to be very equivalent to these over here. All right, and these each took us about 2 weeks to design the outside and 2 weeks to build the inside. Not a big deal, really. Actually, a little less. I would say probably 3 weeks total, like a week and a half, and a week and a half, week and a half. So 3 and 3. And that's all this is. That's all the end game, the final factory. This one, however, this one's a beast. This is a big boy. He's 4 factory. He's kind of 4 buildings together. So now again, we designed this guy, including the end game phase 5 parts. But remember, the phase 4 parts, if you don't know, are a product for the phase 5. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the phase 4 because we need those now, and we're going to build those in a separate area, and that will simplify the final factory by moving a bunch of this shit over to a separate area that only builds these 4. Look at how many green boxes are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Now, sure, it's complicated, and sure, it's big, and sure, we need 950 machines, but most of them are assemblers or refineries. No big deal. But for now, I feel pretty good. We're on a roll. It took us 3 hours, but we planned these factories.